heck is this? So Nintendo just dropped a mysterious trailer for 2 upcoming Switch accessories that seem to be part of the same product, featuring a rubber wheel type thing that you can squeeze, they plug a Joy-Con into, as well as a leg band that you also plug the other Joy-Con into. And in conjunction, they can track your movements and all kinds of athletic activities that we can see throughout the trailer, like running in place, using the wheel like a bow and arrow, doing yoga-like poses. Now, interestingly, the trailer doesn't actually show the game itself. There's no actual gameplay, we only see people using the accessories, and even then, we can see people doing it in a group setting all around the world. So it raises all kinds of questions as to what exactly this is, and we'll find out for sure apparently on September 12th, in which Nintendo's going to do a full reveal, but until then, we only had the trailer to go off of. So, John, what do you make of this?
What's weird about this trailer, right, is this is clearly a single-player game, but in every single shot, there's, like, people in a room watching you. So is there some kind of focus to multiplayer in this? Because it's showing you all around the world, so I wonder, like, are we competing against each other in some kind of way? Like, what's the hook of this trailer? Why is everyone gathered around for this thing?
Yeah, that's what's so interesting about this, is the way they presented this, I think, I mean, obviously is very deliberate, and, I mean, at the very least, they're aiming for a social experience here. So my take is, it seems to be a party game based around exercise to some degree, with some kind of global component. So maybe you're competing for high scores, or maybe like each country is competing against each other, with it weighted to account for like population differences. I'm just throwing out ideas here, but like the core essence does seem to be like a Wii Fit type thing, which also had like, you could also use that in a, you could also like take turns in a couple of the games, as I recall, and try and compete in them. So this seems to be taking that idea and just extrapolating on it. It actually, looking at this, it actually reminds me a lot of WarioWare on Wii, Smooth Moves.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, so this is just a backdoor trailer for a WarioWare game.
Wouldn't that be something?
Way more sense.
That'd be amazing.
Way more sense now.
Fitness is very much not Wario's thing, though.
No, that is a good point. I don't think this is what this is, but John, I think you were touching on something before we started recording as to what you think this could be.
Right, yeah, this is without a doubt Nintendo's quality of life thing. And there's been quite a roller coaster with this, because at one point, I think they said it was cancelled. And then they said, no, it's not. And now we pretty much, I think we're looking at it right now. And you're touching on something with Wii Fit as well. They're pulling a lot of different poses in this trailer. Like sometimes they're doing exercise poses, but in other times, a woman's kind of like using like a steering wheel almost. Like she's sitting on a couch, just sort of steering this thing around. And in another one, she's using like a bow and arrow. So yeah, there's without a doubt some kind of party game, but it also seems to have the serious exercise of Wii Fit in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
It really feels to me like it's almost a combination of Wii Fitness, whatever, combined with actually Wii Sports, because we did have the bow and arrow and whatnot that could be used for who knows what other things, but it just seems like a combination of that because of the party element. And I was thinking track and field when they had that Joy-Con strapped to the leg, because most of the focus went to that wheel type thing, but there is another accessory for the other Joy-Con that puts it around your leg, and they had them running in place and doing something. Like, it's hard to decipher exactly what this thing is going to be, but you're definitely going to be up and moving, and I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. We're going to find out what Nintendo's up to this time.
Yeah, so in a lot of the clips, Derek, we actually see both of those accessories being used at the same time. So it seems like the leg accessory is pretty essential to this. They're using it to track your legs, it looks like. Whereas the circular accessory seems to be used for all kinds of purposes. But the emphasis with that is they seem to be treating it as a resistance band type thing at various points, where you can squeeze it. And my guess is it looks like the Joy-Con can both register its movement with the motion sensors, but I wonder if it might be sensing how much you're squeezing by if the sides of the wheel actually press in on the trigger button on the Joy-Con.
I also wonder, what if it's the IR camera as well?
That would actually make more sense.
Right
That would be a smarter way to do it. So, and that reminds me that this probably isn't compatible with a Switch Lite, or at least not readily, as it requires a Joy-Cons and seemingly a TV.
I mean, the thing is, I don't think you're going to be playing this on a Switch Lite. They already have the two Joy-Cons separately.
This is only appealing to people who have the current Switch or even the existing Switch model. So that's kind of odd that they're introducing an accessory that whatever portion buys the Switch Lite exclusively won't be able to use.
I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, because I'm not going to be playing Wii Fit or Wii Sports out in public, that's not a game I want to take portable with me. You can obviously set up the Switch wherever, but it's still not something like with the Switch Lite, you're definitely
right. But that's my
handheld,
exact
you're
point,
on the
though,
go.
is that it's there. This is an experience that is blocked off. That, as far as we can tell, is completely blocked off from that.
It's not unique for Switch Lite to be blocked off from certain experiences unless you go out of your way. So I don't think this is a major blow to the Switch Lite or anything like that.
Not a blow. I just find it interesting that Nintendo's introducing Accessory, presumably shortly after, or sometime after a new hardware device. I don't know. I just think the timing's unusual for Nintendo. So
maybe a bit, but I think it's still just them branching out and just trying to get as much as possible. Whether Switch Lite catches on or this catches on, it's sort of like Labo. You have this thing where you can do all these possibilities, and it might work, might not, but it's an experiment on Nintendo's part, and that's really what this feels like to me. Is like, let's get wacky, let's have this strange idea that might catch on, and here you go. We're gonna hype this up by making you confused as all get out.
That's interesting. They're hyping this up. That's why I think this isn't just another Wii Fit. Obviously, there's components to it, components of Wii Fit to it, but this is so much more. I think because I don't think they'd be teasing it like this way if it weren't.
They teased Labo before it came out, so I think that's just what they do.
Along those lines, I'm actually excited for this. Like, I love when Nintendo does weird crap like this. And I think, promoting health is a good thing, and I'm actually surprised that Nintendo neglected the audience, after Wii Fit blew up. So right. It's not too surprising that they're trying to bring it back now. I'm just surprised it took them this long.
Also, a big thing about this trailer, I've counted, there are 2 children in this entire thing. The rest of it is just full of adults. Whereas Labo, of course, was primarily targeted at children. This seems to be a much, much bigger audience. And I played Wii Fit quite a lot. And of course, Wii Fit caught fire. Everyone had it, no matter if you were a kid or an adult. It's just such a broad game. And I feel like this could very well capture that kind of demographic again.
I think so. Yeah, my mom actually just started playing with Wii Fit again.
Well, one quite cool thing about this as well is the Wii Fit board is a big clunky bit of plastic, whereas this seems quite almost well, it's still quite large, but it's also a little bit more discreet. Like, this isn't going to take up a giant part of your living room, and in that sense, I think it's kind of a bit more fashionable than a Wii Fit board.
I think so. And speaking of fashionable, actually, John, did you notice most of the people here are just dressed in ordinary clothes? So it makes me, it makes me think they're not going all in on the fitness angle necessarily, but definitely they're definitely like embracing a social concept to this, which I don't know, it's so different. And by the way, I just freeze framed a portion of the video, and this guy is in an exact pose in one of the games from Wii Fit Plus.
There's actually one more Wii Fit Plus game in there too. Someone is hula hooping at one point, which I think was either in Wii Fit Plus or the original Wii Fit.
I think so.
But yeah, it definitely seems like some of these games are like pulled directly from Wii Fit.
I mean, it might just be in a more advanced version of it. I mean, we got Wii Fit Trainer in Smash. Time to bring her back.
Maybe. Wouldn't that be something? I wonder if they're kind of like, if they may be approaching it with a like 1-2 switch type aesthetic this time, maybe. I mean, pretty much everything we gather from the trailer does seem to show off it being more fun than Wii Fit, which never really was that much fun. But there are a lot of similarities here. So, and once you switch, say what you will about the game itself, it had a great presentation.
You can also see at some points they're not looking directly at the TV as well, which is kind of similar to 1-2 Switch. There's one exercise somewhere in the middle of the video where a woman's just looking at the ground the entire time. And also that exercise where the guy just on the ground like flipping his legs around. So I wonder if there's some kind of like either audio cues or maybe even HD rumble to give you some kind of idea of what to do when you're playing.
I'm trying to rack my brain on this, but it really does just come back to possible Wii Fit sequel / spin-off / new idea, kind of like Wii Fit but different.
Yeah, I mean it does seem to be based on this like a party game. I'm sure there's a party game in which you can also get a workout kind of at the same time. I think that's going to be less of a focus, or at least in the marketing. Hopefully, I mean, I wouldn't mind if it had a mode in which it is focused on just exercise for yourself, but it does seem like Nintendo is trying to make this more of a party type thing. Like, we see people like applauding and cheering people on, just having a great time. And it looks like, the trailer makes it look like a lot of fun, whatever it is they're doing. Now, granted, that's the job of the trailer to make it look fun, but I myself am excited to see more of this.
Same. I want to play Breath of the Wild with this thing. I want to like paraglide that over my head.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely curious. I'm not sold on it yet because Nintendo's weird ideas go back and forth whether they work or not. Just as a fun concept, because I was totally into Wii Sports, did not get into Wii Fit at all. Same thing with Labo. I just kind of skipped it. It was like a neat idea, but didn't really appeal to me. So that's kind of what I'm expecting here. I think this is going to be a neat idea that doesn't necessarily appeal to me.
How much do we want to bet that you can use that wheel as a steering wheel in Mario Kart?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. 100% day one. But yeah, I am actually quite excited for this. They keep finding new ways to use the Joy-Con. When I first saw the Joy-Con controllers, I never expected them to be put into a giant rubber ring.
Yeah, nor I.
It just shows how versatile they are, though.
They really are. That's what I kind of love about this all. Like, I really do like when Nintendo just, surprises and excites us. And that's exactly what they're doing here. Now, granted, the game could turn out to be nothing. It could turn out to be,
Well, we play.
Oh, yeah,
we play, thank you. Although, this game does come with, like, a tanks surrogate. I'd be okay with that. Beyond that, yeah. So, I don't know. I want to see more. Obviously, the verdict is still out, as Derek was saying. But I'm excited by what I'm seeing here. Like, I can see this really being just a really fun party game, and as you're kind of touching on earlier, John, I believe, there are adults here primarily, which means this could be a great drinking game.
I think you're kind of
that's the
spit in the
from
face
this.
of losing weight, if that's what it's all about.
It looks like it's all about having a good time, Derek.
All right. I'm just saying we saw an arrow pose. I think we're getting Link's crossbow training 2 or a port.
Oh my god. I'm all about that. Alright guys, any final thoughts about this?
I just want to see more. I'm really curious about what this could be, but I like this era of Nintendo. I liked Wii Fit and I liked Wii Sports. And it's kind of cool just to see some kind of return or like reimagining of that kind of era.
I think it makes sense to release it now rather than at the beginning because they establish that they have a strong connection to hardcore gamers that will support the Switch. Now it's time to start appealing to those who just want to play it for one game or one idea. And I think that's what this is definitely going to do.
Alright, well with that, I think we're about done here, but we should know more in just about a week. So, of course, stay tuned for further impressions, and maybe an analysis of what the heck this could be, and stay tuned for everything else Nintendo Switch as well, including tons of Super NES coverage coming up very soon. We'll catch you guys later. Bye.